There is a sex scandal over in the Senate, ladies and gentlemen.
New at 10, the United States Senate is being rocked by a sex scandal. U.S. Capitol Police are investigating after a sex tape surfaced online. It showed two men engaged in sex acts inside room 216 of the Harris Senate office building. That's a famous hearing room where U.S. senators have grilled high-profile presidential nominees, including Supreme Court justices. It's unclear if the tape will be considered criminal conduct, but it may have violated Senate ethics.
So, obviously, there's a sex tape that's rocking the Senate, Washington scandal in the Senate hearing room. They're saying that Capitol Hill was rocked over the weekend by the circulation of an explicit video of two men apparently having sex in a congressional hearing room with each other. The 8-second clip was first posted Friday evening by a right-wing media website, the Daily Caller, and was reportedly leaked from a private group chat for sassy men in politics. That's crazy. This is insane. It goes on to say, the report, which did not name the participants and blurred a face that appeared in the video, claimed it was a congressional staffer in the tape and identified the setting as room 216 in the Hart Senate office building. I'm going to need them to get the disinfectant spray and go ahead and make sure that they spray everything up in there. The Spectator, a conservative British magazine, reported hours earlier that an unnamed staffer for Senator Ben Cardin, Democrat, said publicly shared a series of indecent photos and videos of himself engaging in acts in the so-called hallowed halls of Congress. Goes on to say that the description of one photo in particular bore resemblance to the video shared later by the Caller, which is the ones that released the video. The news immediately gained traction in conservative media while details remain scant. Outlets including the New York Post and Washington Examiner identified the staffer as Aiden Mace, a legislative aide for Cardin. In a statement to Politico on Friday night, Cardin's office says Aiden Mace is no longer employed by the U.S. Senate, and it added, "We will have no further comment on the personal matter." It said Cardin, who has spent nearly 4 decades in Congress, announced in May his plans to retire next year. Mace, who is believed to be age 24 and has not responded to a request from comment, posted on LinkedIn on Saturday, "This has been a difficult time for me as I have been attacked for who I love to pursue a political agenda." Okay, so wait. So you decide that you want to bust it open inside of a Senate room 216, and now you've been attacked for who you love, and it's a political agenda. It says, "While some of my actions in the past have shown poor judgment, I love my job and would never disrespect my workplace. Any attempts to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated, and I will be exploring what legal options are available to me in these matters." And this is all according to Time. All right. So it goes on to talk about a little bit more or whatever, so on and so forth. But basically, long story short, they're saying that he was getting bust down inside by another man inside of the Senate building, and they had to let him go, and now he's feeling some type of way, and he typing it out on LinkedIn. All right, so I'm going to keep y'all up to speed on what's going on with that. In other news, a G League player has decided that he wants to commit a violent act of murder. Let me bring you up to speed.
A desperate search for a missing Las Vegas woman ended with tragedy and a former Stockton Kings player and his girlfriend in handcuffs. 27-year-old Chance Comanche was arrested in connection to a kidnapping turned murder in Las Vegas. The woman's remains found in a Nevada desert. She was identified by Las Vegas police as Morena Rogers. The FBI took Comanche into custody Friday in Sacramento. The Stockton Kings announcing that day they released Comanche from the team. He played for 2 seasons on the NBA G League affiliate of the Sacramento Kings. Las Vegas Metro Police say this all started on December 7th when Rogers was reported missing. Police say 2 days earlier, Rogers had a prearranged meeting with Comanche's girlfriend, 19-year-old Sakari Harnden. Police say the two were friends, and Harnden brought Comanche to the meeting. Rogers was not seen or heard from since then. Las Vegas police say detectives obtained evidence to arrest Harnden and Comanche for their role in her kidnapping and disappearance, and ultimately her murder. But they did not elaborate. Still, many questions remain, including the motive and what transpired between the meeting and Rogers' murder. Comanche is being held without bail at the Sacramento County Main Jail.
So, NBA G League player out there in Las Vegas decided him and his girlfriend allegedly wanted to kidnap and then destroy and bury this woman out in the Las Vegas desert. It says that he was arrested Friday after a first-degree kidnapping warrant was reportedly issued in Vegas, and then he was taken to Sacramento County Jail in California. Then on Sunday, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department said in a statement that Comanche and his girlfriend, Sakari Harnden, were facing open murder charges for the death of the woman. The case in question reportedly concerns a 23-year-old medical assistant from Washington State. Her loved one says she was last seen on December 6th during a visit to Vegas with friends. And the day before Rogers' reported disappearance, Rogers' remains were then found in a desert area outside of Las Vegas. It's unclear what led to her death specifically, though police said Rogers and Harnden had a pre-arranged meeting. Well, so much for your possibility of ever getting inside of the NBA, and that is absolutely disrespectful. It's unfortunate, and I guess people are just super evil nowadays. But then in addition to that, I'm going to read that super chat shortly. Thank you, my friend. Last but not least, they're saying that homelessness in the United States of America has hit an all-time high.
Take a drive down Los Angeles' Skid Row, filled with tents, people, and growing frustration.
If I can get back in to another residence, then I won't make the same mistakes I made before.
According to new federal data, a record number of people are now unhoused, more than 653,000, a 12% population increase since last year. Mel Tilakaratna runs a nonprofit that provides free showers to people living on the street.
The system is completely overwhelmed.
Tilakaratna points to a rise in housing costs, the opioid epidemic, mental health issues, and the migrant crisis as factors exacerbating the problem in LA.
We have families, asylum seekers to families in LA who become homeless, and prior where we would be able to send them to a motel or a shelter within a couple of days, now there's absolutely no resources.
These issues are also creating friction in major cities. Back in September, New York Mayor Eric Adams revealed new fears as tens of thousands of asylum seekers flooded the city.
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
So there's a homelessness crisis, as though we didn't already know that. And those of us that are on the front lines, one of my passion projects and the things that I volunteer for that I actually put my hands on is working with homeless people. And I know what the sentiment is. I know what people are going through. And I could never personally put a dent in it, but it's always been a passion project for me. And there's no end in sight because you have millions and millions of people that continue to cross over into the border. Inflation is already out of control. I think that homelessness and the migrant crisis is going to be at the forefront of this upcoming election. And you have legislators and people in office and people in power that refuse to do nothing about it. And then the people that are voting for them continue to vote them into office, even though they are voting for their own demise. So there's a homeless crisis at hand. People are absolutely suffering. And I don't see any end in sight.